Earlier today, we read the story Nat and Sam. It is now time for us to go back and we're going to analyze that story. So, our first question says, how do you know how Nat feels at school? So, we're going to go back into the story and figure out how he feels at school. Take a look here at this page. It says Nat is at school. The words aren't really giving me much information here, but I can see in the picture maybe how Nat is feeling. It looks like he's peeking around the corner here. He's kind of hiding something under his shirt. So let's go ahead and we're going to put those notes in here. So he's peeking. Looks like he's hiding something. Let's take a look at the next page too. So here we can see, again, he looks like his eyes, they're looking around, and then he's trying to sit down. So he's trying to hide this thing under the table. So let's add those notes in. So he's looking around, and he's trying to sit down. So with these ideas, we can kind of think about maybe how Nat is feeling. Well, if you're peeking around and you're trying to hide something at school, it's probably that you don't want your teacher to know you have it. And if you're trying to hide something from your teacher, probably on the inside you're feeling kind of anxious or nervous because you don't want her to find out you have this thing. So we can answer that question by saying, I can see that Nat feels, we could say nervous or we can say anxious. So let's go ahead and write one of those words here. So I can see that Nat feels nervous. Okay, he feels nervous. He's nervous because he doesn't want his teacher to find out whatever he has. Okay, let's read that sentence together. I can see that Nat feels nervous. Alrighty, we're on to our next question already. It says, how does the punctuation help you know how Nat feels? Okay, let's just review. Remember, punctuation could be a period, it could be an exclamation mark, or it could be a question mark. So those are different punctuations that we do see in writing. So again, we're going to know how this punctuation might help us know how Nat feels. So let's go back into that story again, and we're going to look at the punctuation. So here we can see it says Nat does not have Sam. Look right here. There is an exclamation point. And we have talked about how exclamation points either show that you're angry or excited. Now, how do you think Nat's going to feel if he doesn't have Sam? Is he excited that he doesn't have Sam? No, he's probably angry or sad. Nat does not have Sam. So he looks scared here, and there's an exclamation point there. So if he's sad and angry, we could say he's probably feeling upset. So let's go back and add those notes in. So here he looks sad, and the exclamation point can tell us how he's feeling too. So he looks sad, and here there was the exclamation point we saw. So then we know that Nat must be feeling, if he's sad and if he's angry, because he looks sad and he's using an exclamation mark because he's angry, we could say he's probably feeling upset. He's upset that Nat's upset that Sam is being taken away from him. So here it says, I know that Nat, and we're going to write that Nat feels upset. And we use the picture as a clue, and we also use the punctuation as a clue. Okay, here's our last question for today. It says, why is the last sentence about Nat and Sam? We're going to go back in the story and look again. So we want to remember, why is the last sentence about Nat and Sam? So here we see that it says Nat and Sam like school. Nat and Sam like school. So we're going to think about, why would they tell us both of them like school now? What do we see them both doing? Well, I see that Nat's over here now reading a book. And I see that Sam is over here on the shelf, but he's also reading a book. So Nat's on the floor and Sam's on the shelf. Let's go ahead and add those ideas back in over here. So Nat, we said, is on the floor. We can tell that by the picture. We know that Sam is on the shelf. But they both get to read. They both are reading books. So the sentence is about Nat and Sam because, why is that sentence about both of them? Well, if we go back one more time, we see that he looks happy now, and it looks like Sam is also happy. So they both like school now. So the sentence is about Nat and Sam because they both read, and where are they reading at? They're reading at school. So the sentence is about Nat and Sam because they both read at school. They're both reading at school. And I want us to read that last answer together. So read it with me. The sentence is about Nat and Sam because they both read at school. Great job to